Hundreds of thousands of commuters are getting a better picture of how their daily travels could be impacted if SEPTA doesn't get the funding it needs to stay afloat. Today, the transit agency released new schedules that would go into effect in a matter of weeks. Time to find a solution is running out. Take a look. The deadline to get that state funding is 1 week from tomorrow on August 14th. If the money doesn't come through by then, those widespread cuts that we've been telling you about would begin 10 days later on August 24th. We just got new information, though. NBC 10's Mayk is live in Center City with new details on what the changes will mean to riders and the region. Lauren?
Tracy, one thing became very clear when we got these new schedules from SEPTA today, and that is that your route doesn't have to have been discontinued for it to change. We're at 18th and JFK. This is one of the places where the routes are going to change, but check your schedule because when or even where your ride is coming could be different.
Now it's real. We have real schedules. We have real cuts.
SEPTA moving toward the cuts that will impact riders across the region if lawmakers don't break a budget stalemate and come up with the funding the transit system says it needs.
To be clear, if there is not a funding solution by the 14th, we will have no choice but to move forward with the 20% service cuts starting August 24th.
That's the day before school starts in Philadelphia. At a rally in Center City, former teacher Diane Hamilton Mitchell.
This is the worst. Right now, children can't afford catching an Uber, or their parents catching an Uber to get to their schools all over. This is the worst.
The first changes to go into effect cut and shorten bus routes and mean you'll see stops less frequently.
So let's say you live in the city, but you work at King of Prussia Mall and you've got to be there before 10 a.m. Well, right now you can catch the 125 bus here right across from 30th Street Station. And if you leave at 9:13, it gets you to King of Prussia Mall at 9:55. But once these new schedules go into effect, things change. First of all, you won't be able to catch the bus here. You'll have to go to the other side of 30th Street Station, and you're going to have to start earlier. You'll have to catch a bus at 8:48 in order to get to King of Prussia Mall before 10.
The 125 bus, an example of a route not going away, but changing enough to change your routine. There are others, too.
On regional rail, in order to maintain viable peak service during the morning and evening commutes, we had to make significant cuts to the midday, nighttime, and weekend service.
Bigger cuts to regional rail are planned for January. For now, new schedules with a red banner on top are the first step of a shrinking system.
You had to make a lot of decisions to come up with these schedules. Did you go about it saying, let's create as little pain as possible, or did you want people to feel the pain to maybe push to get a solution?
No, we did not have any intent to inflict any pain whatsoever on our customers. Everything that we've done up to this point was out of necessity.
So how much money are these changes going to save SEPTA? Well, SEPTA says at the beginning, these first changes will save them $5 million a month. And then after that, starting with those bigger cuts in January, then they'll start to save almost $18 million per month. Of course, they are still hoping that the state legislature approves the money for them to plug this hole. Live in Center City, I'm Mayk, NBC 10 News.